la 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 la. Okay, so we're going to do a little bit of work on Tushy, because if you think about it, our glutes are the kind of connection between our legs and our back, and if we have weak glutes, then that can lead to back pain and all sorts of problems. And plus, we want to look like good in a bikini, don't we? And to keep any muscle uplifted, to stop it kind of heading south, we need to work on it. So we're just going to do a little short session, Pilates session to work out Tushy. So coming down, having the feet hip width apart, and just rest your hands on your belly button. Relax your shoulders and pull your belly button in towards the spine. And just as a note, you can actually save these videos once the live is finished. There's usually 3 dots in the top right hand corner, and you can save it to watch again later. If you haven't got time now, if you want to do it again, you can watch it. You can save it rather. So as you pull your belly button in, as if you're trying to touch the floor with your belly button, you'll feel your lower back press down towards the floor. Now some people have a gap underneath their lower back, some people have no gap, some people have a little gap. Every body is different, okay? And every body is different, depends on how you're shaped. I don't have much of a gap, some people do. What we don't want to do is try and force it down. So just as you're relaxing your pelvis, pulling your belly button in, feeling your lower back gently press towards the floor, that is your neutral spine. And we breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth, as if you're blowing out a giant candle. And as you breathe in, feel your rib cage expand. And as you breathe out, pull that belly button in even tighter so you feel like a little hollow, a little scooping in your abdominal area. And on your next inhale, shrug your shoulders up around your ears. Squeeze as tightly as you can for a few seconds. And as you exhale, slide the shoulders away. Feel the shoulder blades sliding down the mat. Do it again. Inhale, squeeze the shoulders tightly, tightly, tightly. And exhale, slide the shoulders away. We want to keep our shoulder blades down away from the ears. And just bring your feet close to your sit bones, as close as you can. Feet hip width apart. Spread out your toes. Press into all 4 corners of your feet. Press your arms down into the mat. We're going to inhale, tuck the tail under, peel the spine off the mat, coming into a shoulder bridge. Think of lengthening your tailbone towards the backs of your knees. Then as you breathe out, imagine imprinting your spine as you roll all the way back down. And inhaling as you come up, press the arms, press the feet into the floor. Exhale, imagine massaging your spine on the way down. Do it a couple more times. And imagine trying to press into all 4 corners of your feet. Squeeze your glutes. So we're activating the back body. And you want to try and make sure the knees stay still so they're not kind of like winging in and out. So push the floor away with your feet. Next time you come up, we're going to stay here. So you want to try and keep the hips lifted. You're going to step the feet out, out. And go down and up, but don't quite touch the floor. Then bring the feet back in, and down and lift. So when you lower your butt, you just skim the floor and squeeze your tushy on the way back. In, and down and lift. Keep pressing in to the arms and the shoulders. Inhale as you lower the butt. Exhale as you lift it up, giving that tush a nice squeeze as you push the hips up. And this next time, you're going to start leading with your left foot. So we go out, out. See if you get a little bit further away each time. In, down and up. Step out, out, even further away, down and lift. In, down and lift. Just a couple more. You should start to feel your glutes working. One more. Down and up. In down and lift, last little squeeze, and roll down through the spine. And come over to lie on your side. Rest your head on your arm, bend your knees, have your toes together, and just stretch that top hip away so you're not collapsing. Notice how here my rib cage is collapsed to the floor, and as I stretch that top hip away, there should be a slight gap underneath. Keeping the pelvis still, you're just going to open that knee and close, but don't quite touch. Now what we're not trying to do, or we're trying to keep the body still, what tends to happen is people go, oh, I can move much further, and end up rolling. So you want to focus on how still you can keep the rest of the body. Still scooping the belly button in. And as you open the knee, hold for a second, squeezing your bum muscles and think of activating your inner thighs. Still pulling the belly button in towards the spine, also good for hip mobility. So your head should not move. If your head is moving even slightly, it's likely that you're moving your pelvis. You want to keep the pelvis totally still. Exhale as you open, inhale as you close. One more like that. And keeping everything else the same, just lift your feet slightly off the floor. You do the same thing, but with the feet lifted. So same thing, but the feet are in the air. So again, keeping the pelvis nice and still, stretching the top hip away. So it's not maybe a massive move. A lot of Pilates exercises look really easy, but it's more about what you don't do than what you do. Do, da, da, da. Just one more. You should really start to feel your outer glutes working. Lower the feet down, and you're just going to circle that top leg. Circle that leg in as kind of bigger movement as you can, but again without rolling back. And then around the other way. It's good for hip mobility and working the different muscles in your glutes. And you're going to inhale. Imagine trying to pull the knee in towards the chest. And exhale, take that leg back behind you as far as you can. Squeeze the tush, and your body wants to roll, so you've got to brace so that you don't roll. Inhale, bring the knee in. Exhale, stretch it up, way back behind you as far as you can. Breathe in, breathe out. So we're also stretching out the hip flexor, the front of the hip, as you take that leg back behind you. I'm just going to hold it here, just give tiny little pulses if you're kicking back behind you. Tiny little moves. 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Now bring the body into a totally straight line. Stretch the legs out and focus on your oblique muscles as well. You're going to inhale, lift your top leg just a little way, not too far, because then you're going to exhale, bring the bottom leg up to join it, then slowly lower down. And you can try and challenge yourself by not having that top hand on the floor. You probably will wobble to start with. That's okay. That's perfectly normal. And then you're squeezing your glutes, squeeze your thighs together and engage your oblique muscles. One more. Then we're going to hold it here, and you're going to beat your heels together. Going as fast as you can. Inhaling, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhaling, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4, 5, and out, 2, 3, 4, 5, and in, 2, 3, 4, 5, and out, 2, 3, 4, 5, and release. Bend the knee. Use the top hand to ease you up. Flip over onto your hands and knees. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips, but slightly closer together. Draw your shoulder blades in towards the back of your heart, so you're not tensing the upper back. Belly button pulled in towards the spine. Extend the right leg out. Lift that leg up no higher than hip height and push through that heel and keep sucking the belly button in super tight. And without tensing your right shoulder, extend your left arm out. So you're reaching forward with the left hand, pushing back through that right heel, but drawing the shoulder blades in towards the spine. And each time you breathe out, pull your belly button up towards the sky. Keep squeezing your glutes. One more breath. You may wobble a little bit, that's okay. I would say to my students, the more you wobble, the more muscles you work. Then replace that hand, bend that knee and pulse the heel up towards the sky, as if you've got something balanced on the sole of your foot. And you're trying to push it up. Feel the work in your glutes, shoulders relaxed, belly button to spine. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and circle that leg around. Again, keeping both arms straight but not locked. And just breathe normally here. Good for hip mobility. Then change direction. Press down into both hands, but just check that you're not tensing your shoulders. And release. Come up. Let's have a mini massage. And flip to the other side of your mat. Rest your head on your arm. Bend your knees. Stretch your top hip away. Suck the belly button in. Little clam. Again, keeping the rest of the body still, so there should be no movement anywhere else in the body. Everywhere else should be absolutely still. So no rolling back on the head. Again, as you open the knees, squeeze around your tushy. And as you close the knee, don't quite touch. Now from here, just lift your feet slightly off the floor, and same thing. Again, it's great for hip mobility. Keep stretching that top hip away from you. Working all the muscles around your hip joint, around your glutes. 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, lower the leg down, and then just start to circle that top leg. And the idea is when you circle this leg, to try and again keep the rest of the body as still as possible. And then around the other way. And inhale, imagine bringing the knee in towards your chest, and exhale, stretch it back, get literally back behind you, and you'll feel the body kind of want to tilt. So you've got to firm up your belly to try and stop that from happening. Inhale, draw the knee in. Exhale, stretch it back, stretching out the front of the thigh as well. Breathe in. Breathe out, still breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. Last one, this time you're going to hold it here, tiny little pulses as if you're kicking back behind you, but you barely move. 4, 3, 2, 1. Release, stretch the legs out so your body's in a total straight line. Stretch that top hip away. Inhale, lift the top leg just a little way, not too high. Exhale, bring the bottom leg up to join it. And lower down. Again, challenge yourself by taking that top hand away. And to start with, if you're anything like me, you will wobble all over the place. But you'll soon discover which muscles you need to engage, including the top half of the body. Just because we're focusing on the legs, you still need to engage the top half. And hold here, beat the heels together. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4, 5. And out, 2, 3, 4, 5. And in, 2, 3, 4, 5. And out, 2, 3, 4, 5. And release. Bend the knees, ease yourself up. Come onto your hands and knees again, hands under shoulders, knees under hips. Say, I tend to bring my knees slightly closer. I find that better for stability, but everyone's different. Relax your shoulders. Extend your left leg out this time. Left leg, push through that heel, squeeze your butt. So imagine wrapping your thigh muscles around your thigh bones. Soften open your shoulders. So relax the shoulders. And when you're ready, take the opposite arm out. Stretch with the fingertips. Again, just check in that you're not tensing the shoulders. Hips square to the floor, chest, shoulders square to the floor. Press into all 5 fingertips of that left hand. And replace the hand, bend that knee and pulse the foot up to the sky. Make sure you're not going back behind you, up to the sky. Both arms stay straight but not locked. Feel those glutes burn, burn, burn. 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Come back. Give yourself a little mini massage. Bring your legs out and around. Come back. Down onto the floor. Bring your heels close to you again. Arms down beside you. So you should just be able to touch your heels, even if just skimming them. This time we're going to lift straight up, straight down. So as you come up, push your hips up, and you can challenge yourself a bit more by bending your arms. So you've really got to engage your legs, or you can even take your arms up to the sky, palms facing each other. Squeeze, and as you come down, don't quite touch the floor, just hover above the floor. And if you want even more of a challenge, extend your right leg up. Now we lift and lower. Lift and lower. Think of pausing at the top. Hold for a second before you come down. Press into your shoulders. So with the arms up, you have to activate your left leg and your glutes. Squeeze both butt cheeks. Oh, I can feel it in my left leg. One more. Pop that foot down, extend the other leg up. Breathe in, breathe out, lift up, lower down. So really push the floor away with your right foot. And imagine trying to touch the ceiling with your left foot. I always laugh when it's starting to hurt. 3, 2, 1, and release. Bring the arms back down beside you, knees together, toes together. Breathe in, breathe out, flip those knees up. Shins parallel to the floor, so make sure the knees aren't too far forward or the floppy legs. Inhale, scoop the belly button in. Exhale, peel the head and shoulders off the floor. Imagine you're trying to slide your rib cage towards your hips. Relax the shoulders and begin pumping the arms. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you're tensing your neck or jaw, put one hand under your head, and you can keep switching with each hand, with each breath. So what we don't want to do is tense the upper body. The shoulders, head and neck should be nice and relaxed. Nice strong arms, no flappy wrists. As each time you breathe out, pull that belly button in even tighter. And we've got 3, 2. Imagine you're trying to slide your rib cage up and over your abdominal wall. 1. Awesome. Lower down and just open and close the knees. Open and close, keeping those toes together. You're engaging your inner thighs. So press those knees out. Squeeze those inner thighs. Keep the lower back pressed towards the floor. And extend the legs up to the sky. Keep your lower back pressed to the floor. Open and cross. Open and cross. Take the legs out as wide. Here comes Mr. Felix. And as you cross the legs over, think of squeezing your inner thighs. Great stretch for your inner thighs as well. It's like I crisscrossed him then, didn't it? Keep going, but flex your feet and turn your toes outwards. Try and get the legs as straight as you can. Inhale out, exhale across. So short little breaths. Keep that lower back pressed towards the floor. Should feel your inner thighs. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend the knees again, shins parallel to the floor without kicking the feet. Try and lift your butt off the floor. Now our tendency is to do that with the legs. So I want you to imagine you've got champagne glasses between your ankles and you cannot lift your feet. Just your lower abs, only here for 4, 3, 2, 1. And release. Give me a full body stretch. And hug those knees in. Awesome, well done. So that was obviously only a snippet, a very short, quick little routine, but you should still feel your muscles working. Here's the thing, you're far better off doing like 5, 10, 15 minutes a day than doing like a 1 hour session each week. You know, the more activity you can bring into your life, the far healthier you are. Because the thing is, when you do just like 1 class a week, in the time between classes, you would have lost the gains. Because what tends to happen, we actually damage the muscle. If you imagine the muscle is like that, and when we work it, I mean, when we get that burning feeling in the muscles, that is when we're starting to change. That's why when we say no pain, no gain, you want to feel that burning sensation, because what actually happens is we kind of tear the muscles slightly, so it moves apart like that. And then what happens is the muscle repairs itself and fills in the little gaps, and that is how the muscles get bigger and bigger, because each time we tear a little bit, it fills in the gaps, tear a little bit, it fills in the little gaps. But when you only do like 1 a week, throughout that week, the gaps then close again. So you're kind of like almost back to square one by the time you come to your next class. So even just doing 10, 15 minutes a day, and I always try and pack in as much as possible so you get as much kind of like your money's worth, basically, in as short amount of time as possible, because we want to go out living, right? But we want to stay fit and healthy as well. So if you would like to try out our classes, 8 different classes a week, no 2 classes will be the same, they're all completely different. Just let me know and I can send you access to your free 14-day trial. And all classes, if you don't manage to make them live, you can catch them on demand. They're available for up to 14 days after the class. So if you'd like to know a bit more about that, then just let me know, drop a message, hop in my inbox. And yes, have an amazing rest of your day. I'm like hot and sweaty now. Thank you, beautiful soul. Thank you. Remember, you can always save the videos just pressing in the top 3 dots in the top right hand corner after this is finished. Love and light to you. Mwah!